the struggle of long-term unemployment in a cooling job market. Finding a job has never been easy, but for many Americans right now, it's getting harder by the day. Even as headlines focus on broader employment statistics, a deeper and more troubling trend is emerging. Long-term unemployment is rising. In July, over 1.8 million Americans had been out of work for at least 27 weeks. That's the highest level we've seen since 2017, if you don't count the temporary spike during the pandemic. And while 27 weeks might not sound like much, it's often enough time to exhaust savings, lose health insurance, and face serious financial and emotional strain. But here's where it gets controversial. The average length of unemployment has now climbed to 10.2 weeks, up from 9.5 weeks in July of last year. This may seem like a small increase, but in today's economy, even a few extra weeks can make a huge difference, especially for those without a financial safety net. So what's behind this shift? Economists point to a cooling job market. While companies are still hiring, they're being more selective, often leaving positions unfilled longer or holding out for perfect candidates rather than training someone new. For job seekers, particularly those who have already been searching for months, this means fewer opportunities and tougher competition. And this is the part most people miss. Long-term unemployment doesn't just hurt your wallet. It can chip away at your confidence, your skills, and how employers view you. After a while, being out of work can unfortunately become a red flag for hiring managers, creating a cycle that's hard to break. Still, not everyone agrees on how serious the problem really is. Some argue that the job market is simply adjusting after a period of rapid hiring and wage growth. Others believe that industries are becoming more specialized, making it harder for workers to transition between roles without retraining. What do you think? Is long-term unemployment being overlooked in today's economic narrative? Or is it just a natural part of market correction? Share your thoughts below, and let's talk about how we can better support those who are still looking. U.S. job market crisis. High unemployment rate for college grads. The U.S. job market is hiding a silent storm beneath its calm surface. While headlines boast no mass layoffs and a seemingly stable unemployment rate, the reality is far more complex and deeply concerning for certain groups. Here's why. The unemployment rate for recent college graduates aged 22 to 27 has skyrocketed to 5.8%, the highest level since 2012, excluding pandemic-era disruptions, according to FactSet data. This figure paints a stark contrast to the national average, which remains artificially low. But here's where it gets tricky. The crisis isn't visible in traditional metrics because it's driven by a shrinking job market, not mass firings. Workers who are still employed are staying put out of fear, while industries that do hire are few and far between. And this is the part most people miss. Older workers, despite having jobs, are skeptical about switching roles or taking risks in a landscape that feels increasingly uncertain. Let's break it down. International talent from countries like India and China is flocking to the U.S. via H-1B visas, seeking opportunities in a market that's supposedly thriving. But the truth? Companies are slowing their hiring, and entire sectors are freezing growth. Even when jobs are posted, they're often concentrated in niche fields, leaving recent graduates and younger professionals stranded. For example, while tech and healthcare might still see some openings, the broader economy is tightening. This isn't just a numbers game, it's a structural shift. As EY Parthenon's Gregory Dacko warns, the U.S. labor market is teetering on the edge of a recession, with businesses halting hiring plans but avoiding visible layoffs. Vanguard's Adam Schickling adds a chilling perspective. The low unemployment rate and lack of mass job cuts are hiding cracks that could widen into a full-blown crisis later. But what does this mean for everyday workers? Consider this. If you're a 22-year-old grad in 2024, your job search might feel like trying to find a needle in a shrinking haystack. Meanwhile, older workers with decades of experience are clinging to their roles, knowing that the safety net of a robust job market is fraying. The July employment report, due out soon, could reveal how bad things have gotten. Will the numbers confirm the experts' fears or show a glimmer of hope? And here's the question we want you to ponder. Is the U.S. economy really as strong as the headlines suggest? Or are we ignoring a ticking time bomb by focusing only on the wrong metrics? Share your thoughts. We're eager to hear if you agree or disagree with the analysts' warnings. After all, the future of the job market depends on understanding the full story, not just the headlines.
Navigating job market challenges after layoffs. Imagine being one of the nearly 800,000 workers who've received a pink slip this year. You're not alone in feeling overwhelmed. Despite low unemployment rates and job growth, the employment landscape has become a minefield for many job seekers. But here's where it gets controversial. The very process of finding a new job can be as daunting as the layoff itself. In the first half of this year, layoffs surged by 80% compared to the same period last year, affecting tech, retail, and even federal government employees. The job market, it seems, is a double-edged sword. While companies are hiring, the process is more grueling than ever. Jasmine Escalera, a career expert at Zeti, has been closely observing the plight of laid-off workers. We're seeing a lot of job seekers talking about how long the process is taking, she says. It's not just about sending out applications. It's about the entire journey. Did you know that 1 in 5 applicants submits over 100 applications before landing a job? And that's not all. More than half of the candidates found employment after sending out more than 50 applications. Yet the challenges don't end there. Escalera highlights a major concern: changes in salary and people having to take positions potentially where they're making less is actually one of the top concerns of job seekers. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but here's the part most people miss. The statistics show that 45% of job seekers found employment within 1 to 3 months, while 26% took 4 to 6 months to secure a new position. It's not just about the number of applications or the length of time. It's about the entire recruitment process and how it affects job seekers. With hiring rates at their lowest since 2014, the pressure is on for those searching for jobs. Yet, Escalera advises job seekers to prioritize self-care before diving into the job hunt. Take a step back to assess industry trends. Set a job search schedule, reach out to professional networks, and identify areas for skill enhancement, she suggests. And this is the part that sparks debate. Is the current job market really as bad as it seems, or are we just not prepared to navigate it? What do you think? Let's discuss in the comments. This story was initially reported by a journalist and has been converted to this platform with the assistance of AI. Our editorial team verifies all reporting on all platforms for fairness and accuracy. Copyright 2025, Scripps Media, Inc. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed.